Hi guys, it's Ghoul. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different, and that is a top 10 list in no order of albums that turned 20 years old this year. All this talk of Linkin Park and Meteora just really inspired this one. So, starting off our countdown is the debut studio album by Trivium, which is Ember to Inferno. It was released in October of 03, and it was produced by the band themselves. And Matt Heffy was, I think, 17 or 18 when he was recording vocalist for this album, which was insane in itself. I love Fall Into Grey and Ashes from this album, so I really hope you check it out. It's well worth it. Talking of debut albums, I had to choose Fallen by Evanescence. Unless you have lived under a rock or if this is just not for you, you have definitely heard Bring Me to Life. It's an absolutely massive song from them. And it was an incredible first album. I absolutely loved Going Under and My Immortal, as I think everyone else did at the time, but it also has Everybody's Fool, which actually is my favourite song from the album. If you love female fronted rock artists and rock bands, this is definitely for you. So going on next, I chose the Untitled by Blink-182, or people do refer to it as Blink-182. This is their fifth album, and it came out just before my birthday. And I absolutely loved how it turned out. I mean, they had The Cure featured on there at some point, so I absolutely love it. It had Feeling This, I Miss You, Always, and Down on It. And just an incredible album from a group that always used to make funny videos, but this album was a little serious, and I was definitely here for it. So going on in next, I chose Sing the Sorrow by AFI. It's their sixth album, and I absolutely love it, and I still love it now, even when it came out back in March 03. And I love the fact that it was just before AFI, but it was in between The Art of Drowning kind of as well. And having Girls Not Grey and Silver and Cold on the same album, I mean, I listened to it enough times. It's definitely a top album, and I really don't believe this album is turning 20. I really don't. So going on next, I chose another self-titled, which was Deftones, and I like them, but I really fell in love with them with this album. I'm not gonna lie, it's an incredibly screamy, angry album, but it definitely has a lot of different tones in it, and they really do take inspiration from like post-hardcore and nu metal and all of that stuff, and has the songs Hexagon and Minerva on them, and they were pretty big in the kind of touring circuit of the summer. So yeah, I absolutely love this album too. Probably my most controversial one, and I'm a bit worried about this one. This is The Anger by Metallica. It is the 8th studio album, and it's released in June of 03. It's so controversial because it doesn't sound like a lot of their other stuff. People really feel like they sold out with this album, and it was it's something, let's just leave it there. But I had to include it because obviously I do like Frantic on there and Shoot Me Again. It is definitely different to anything else, so be warned. So, talking of bands that went in other directions, Dance of Death by Iron Maiden was released in September of 03, and it's over an hour long, and I always skip over it because Brave New World and A Matter of Life and Death were before and after this album, and I feel they were better. But this album has, it has its own history. It has their first ever fully acoustic track, as well as Three Frontier, the only song written by the drummer. So yeah, great album. So, like Fallen and from Evanescence, I had to include Elephant by the White Stripes because it had a song on it that was the soundtrack to everybody's life that year, which was Seven Nation Army. It had an incredible set of songs, but that is primarily what it is known for. It definitely had things like Ball and Biscuit, which always makes me laugh, and things like that. But yeah, great album, and I feel like I had to include it on the timeline because it was iconic for a while. So, as I said in the beginning, this is in no order because I couldn't choose between 1 and 2. You'll see why in a minute. But yeah, having Meteora have new songs be released is incredible. It was the second album by them, and it was released in March time. And it was an incredible follow-up to Hybrid Theory. I really enjoyed having all the same references to nu metal and rap metal. And I can't wait for Friday when they finally release the song Lost. I really can. I'm so excited. And going in with number 1, of course, if you guys know me, you know I am a massive Avenged Sevenfold fan. I do have tattoos of them. Whether or not that makes me sad, I don't know. But Wake of the Fallen was quite an awakening for some people, to be honest. It was their second album, and it was released in the summer, so August around then, I think. It was like the whole metalcore, heavy metal kind of style, and yeah, one of the heavier ones, and easily one of my favourites. And yeah, I can't believe it's 20 years old. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This was a quick piece together. Let me know if this is something you want to see in the future, and I'll even work on showing my face. Thanks for watching. Bye.